Good morning, one and all. A warm welcome to everyone. I'm Neha Surampalli, studying electrical engineering in University College of Engineering, Usmania University, third year now. And today's pending bill is Prohibition of Child Marriage Amendment Bill 2021. So the bill increases the minimum age for marriage in case of females to 21 years. Previously, it was 18 years, and it also amends other marriage related laws. Here are some rules and regulations for participants today. Once the bill is open for discussion, each parliamentarian will have 2 minutes to express their views on the bill. And after 1.5 minutes, there will be a short buzzer. And at the end of 2 minutes, there will be a long buzzer. That's when you have to stop. If you still proceed after 2 minute buzzer, then honorable speaker may state that your statements given by you after that will not record from that point. When your name is called, please unmute yourself and switch on your video. Keep your audio and video off unless you're called. Please do not disturb the session proceedings. And a Google form will be sent to you in the chat box, and you can extend your opinion, which, if any, you were unable to express in the given time. You can also attach any proofs that you have collected for your statements. Okay, guys, hope it is clear. If you have any doubts, you can direct message me in the meeting. And without further delay, let me introduce the judge and speaker for the session, R. Pavan Reddy, experienced legal advisor with a passion to serve the society in a better way, empathetic, dedicated, and capable to build good relations with organization and clients. He has,
Morning, guys.
he has been actively practicing matters on civil, revenue, family matters independently for past 15 years in various courts at Hyderabad, Secunderabad, Rangareddy, and High Court. He also appeared for an interview for the post of junior civil judge in 2003. Elected as member of High Court Advocates Association for year 2010 to 2011 under the able presidentship of Shri D. Prakash Reddy Garu, Senior Counsel. Appointed as Assistant Government Pleader for Revenue in the newly emerged state of Telangana in the year 2014, continuing so far. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us today. And now, yes, sir. Now, Honorable Speaker will be calling parliamentarians in order. I request you to unmute yourself and switch on your video to express your views. I request Honorable Speaker, sir, to proceed with the session, sir.
Good morning, guys. Thank you for inviting me. Though it is a short notice, I'm very much glad to hear. And now, without any hesitation, let's start the session, shall we? And all the best for the participants. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So as Ms. Neha said, we are going to start a session within immediately. Now I'm going to call Ms. Megha, first participant.
Yes, sir. Good morning. I'm here in support with Child Provision Act because see, the Constitution guarantees gender equality as a part of fundamental right and also guarantees prohibition of discrimination on grounds of sex. So, women often put to disadvantageous position in regard to higher education, vocal instructions, and psychological maturity and skill sets, etc. So, entering into employment sphere and being part of workforce is to make themselves self-dependent before girl is getting married is a crucial area. So, see, if the girl is married at the age of 18, it's very like small age since we have just passed out from our 12th class, not even having a jobs in our hand. How gonna we earn money? And if she even marries the at the age of 18, what happens if her husband dies? How gonna she survive? She doesn't even have a standard qualification. If she has at least if she marries after 21 years age, then she at least have a standard degree and can earn her living. What if she is not even ready at the age of 18 to give child a birth? Because giving birth to a child is not a simple thing. The hormones are on the peak. According to WHO report, Jan 2020, it is stated that adolescents mother age 10 to 19 face higher risk of eclampsia than the women age 20 to 24. And even the child given birth by the adolescent's mother face high risk of low birth weight and pre-delivery and several neonatal conditions. So, and even in India, National Family Health Survey 2019, it states that girls between 15 to 18 have found pregnant. 7% of girls have found pregnant. So you can see that girls are really very small at this age, going through their uh, maturity level, like they are just, there are psychological, mental and physical changes are happening in their body. So how gonna they come up with it? And it is important to declare provision of Child Marriage Act 2016. It says that the child marriage to be voidable at the option of contracting party being child. So the word voidable, it says it can void, but it's not void. So I think so that word should be changed to void. So only then the law may impact, because right now the things are happening. The 18-year girls below 23% of 18-year girls are getting married in India, and this is also said by National Family Health Survey. So I think uh, you know age marriage should be uniform in application to every religion, whether it's about Muslim Marriage Act, Parsi Marriage Act, and Foreign Marriage Act. If this act comes, it will have a uniformity in all the things, and even help women to empower, because we cannot empower nation other without empowering a woman. So my concern is to look after women's health, education, and everything. Only then this act will work. Thank you so much.
Next one, please. Participant number 37, Ms. Tina.
Yes, sir. Good morning to everyone. My name is Tina. I'm studying electronics and communication third year.
Tina, can you please turn on your video?
Yeah. Can you see me?
Yeah, please carry on.
Yeah, before starting, you guys start the buzzer?
Yes, sir, we're on it.
Yeah, okay.
Today's topic is childhood marriage. So I want to tell you that can you pass to another person?
Neha, please call another participant. She's not in a position to speak properly. Ms. Neha?
Yes, sir. Mohammad Najib, Mr. Mohammad Najib, can you start?
Yes. Good morning to one and all present over here. First of all, I would like to say that I am in favor of this bill. Existing laws do not adequately secure the constitutional mandate of gender equality in marriageable age among men and women. The draft legislation says women are often put in a disadvantageous position in regard to higher education, vocational instructions, attainment of psychological maturity, skill test, etc. Entering into the employment sphere and being part of the workforce to make themselves dependent is a critical area. The bill adds these disadvantages persuade the dependence of women on men, thus overcome violence. Increasing the marriageable age of women to 21 years would help in maternal and infant mortality rates while improving nutrition and sex ratio at birth and does not destroy their mental health. The proposed legislation says the central government will offer a grace period of 2 years from the date of legislation received presidential assent. The National Family Survey found that 23.3% of women in the age group of 20 to 24 years were married before they turned 18. About 6.8% of women in the age group of 15 to 19 were already mothers or pregnant at the time of the survey. Just 41% of them have had more than 10 years of schooling as against 50.2% of men. Now, my fellow members, you can analyze them and bring a change to them. Thank you.
Next one, please.
Next, we have Mr. Adnan Siddiqui. Mr. Siddiqui, are you here? Okay, if you are unavailable right now, we'll call back to you at the end. Next, we have Miss Naga Venkata Ramadevi. Please turn on your video. Yeah, proceed.
Good morning to the Honorable Sir and my fellow parliamentarians. Prohibition of child marriage was introduced in Lok Sabha in 2021. I support to pass this bill in order to stop child marriages, which violates children's rights and places them at high risk of violence, exploitations and abuse. It also boosts education. The justification behind this amendment is where lack of education is a bigger problem. Yes, 21 years at least, let them attend colleges. So even after divorce with children, they could able to stand on their own feet to feed her family. Some family then don't like their daughters or daughter-in-laws to attend colleges after marriage, and they start relying on their in-laws of their survival even they face abuses. So yes, let women enter at least that age with good educations and knowledge. Give girls the wings to fly, not the pain to cry and die. The other reason to support this bill is an early age of marriages and consequently early pregnancies also have impacts on nutritional levels of mothers and their children and their overall health and also the well-being. As we all know, the poverty of a mother plays the greatest role in India as of all by far both in relation to her undernourishment and also for her child. The mother's age at childbearing affects the educational levels, living conditions, and also health conditions, and also increases the decision making of power of women. Yes, say no to the child marriage. Let her live with pride, not as a bride. This is a dharmic land and so shall it remain. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Next, we have Miss Myakala Kirti. Kirti, please turn on your audio and video.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. I'm Kirti. Coming to the point, as we all know, this bill was introduced for raising of marriage age from 18 to 21 for girls. I support this bill because it promotes women empowerment, gender equality, and higher education among women. It also increases labor force participation, makes women self-reliant, and enables them to take decisions on themselves. Actually, I have been watching people were getting married below 18. So if this bill is implemented, I hope we can eradicate such marriages totally and can help child to have their life with freedom and rights. Besides, awareness among the people about bill is also necessary. I hope government and society will encourage this bill and bring a reform. Thank you.
Next, we have Miss Pallavi Pandavala. Please unmute and turn on your video.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, you're good to go.
Yeah. Today I'm here in support of the Prohibition of Child Marriage Amendment Bill 2021. As we all know, it was passed in the Lok Sabha on December 20th, 2021. The Child Marriage Prohibition Act. I would like to say that in general, now the bill focuses on raising the marriageable age of females from 18 to 21, which would have the overriding effect on contrary provisions contained under personal laws. First of all, generally we do discuss that the marriageable age should be 18 or 21. But regardless of men or women, an individual needs a certain age for his personal, physical, mental, social, and emotional maturity. So, regardless of men and women, I think the age criteria of 21 should be taken because it would create some opportunity for both men and women to educate themselves, to expose themselves to various situations in the society, to grow, to explore, and to contribute their best to the world. And coming to this particular bill, where we want to raise the marriageable age from 18 to 21, I think it is a good step because it ensures and creates a platform for the girls to get educated. And as the fellow parliamentarians told, it would help them to contribute to the workforce. As we have already heard, this raising the marriageable age would reduce the mortality rates, infant mortality rates, and help the better health of the child and the mother. I would like to quote an age-old saying: "When the mother is educated, the family is educated." So, when we create a better platform for women, it not only helps the women or the family, but it reflects on the society. I personally feel that this bill would help creating more opportunities to the females to to grow and contribute to the world on the whole. I would like to quote a small thing before ending. In 1962 Convention on Consent to Marriage, the minimum age for marriage and registration of marriages was a treaty drafted by the UN. We, India, are not a signatory to the above mentioned convention, but we have signed the Convention on Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women. So, raising the age of girls to 21 would bring our law in conformity with our international obligation. So, ironically, in a country where daughters are often looked up as liabilities in well educated and economically stable families, I think this bill would. Help women uh, reach the gender equality and give their best to the society. Thank you.
Next, we have Miss Pasumatri Anjana. Anjana, please unmute and turn on your video. Okay, we'll get back to you at the end. Next, we have Miss Perumalla Vaishnavi. Miss Perumalla Vaishnavi. Okay, the next participant, Siva Durga Sai. If you are here, please unmute yourself.
Yes, very good morning, everyone. My name is Karthik. I'm completely in favor and supporting this act because basically the Parent Act is itself a gender neutral act, and increasing the age of females also to 21 will definitely make this a better act, because children and women are, they belong to vulnerable groups. So this is the reason why the government is backing them. An act is necessary for the reason that these groups are need to be empowered, because this goes to the root cause of the socio-economic and cultural problems in our society. Not only the underprivileged group, we can see this even in the well-off societies also. For example, in Delhi and Noida, where well-off, where they are economically well-off, there are child marriage. There were witnessed child marriages. Ultimately, what we need is an act for backing this issue, so that the civil societies, the civil or the pressure groups who are striving very hard to empower the women can be given a legal backing, so that they'll make this cause can be further improved. One more thing is that ours is a progressive society, so we are having many cultural and irrational practices. Okay. Can I continue or should I stop?
You have 30 more seconds. Continue.
Yeah, so these irrational practices need to be reduced. So in order to do that, such groups need to be given an impetus. Another thing, 21 marrying below the age of 21 is not the right age, because physical, mental, and reproductive development of the child is not present. So actually, since the enactment of the 2006 Parent Act. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, before proceeding, I want to once again clarify that there will be two buzzers. The first buzzer will be after 1.5 minutes, and the second buzzer will be completion. It will indicate that your time has been completed.
Next, we have Prashant Barmawat. Mr. Prashant, please unmute and turn on your video. Mr. Prashant Barmawat. Okay, next we have Ms. Rajam Rishita.
Am I audible?
Yeah, carry on.
Good morning to all my dignitaries and my house members. This is Rishta. Before starting the speech, I would like to thank you all for giving me this wonderful opportunity to speak here. As we all know, today's topic is Prohibition of Child Marriage Amendment Bill 2021. We all know this bill is to raise the legal marriage age for women from 18 to 21. And with this bill, we have many benefits. This bill is to abolish the imbalancement between the gender imbalancement. Can I get 1 second, please? Yeah. Smriti Irani, the Union Minister for Women and Child Development, has introduced this bill to abolish the gender imbalance between female and male. So a woman should not get married at 18 years, because 18, the word itself is having teenage. At teenage, women can take decisions and will be not be more confident and matured enough. But at 21 years, they will be adult and they can take decisions with confidence and they will be independent and matured. So they can take decision with more clarity and they will be independent, so they can choose their life partner with their own decision and with more clarity. With this, we can decrease the we can decrease the rate of divorce cases in our country. And nowadays, a woman and men are working hand in hand in all the fields. A woman is also taking the responsibilities to take care of their family and taking more burden and raising their families. So we should show the gender equality in all, for women and men. A prohibition of child marriage means a child should not get married at a very young age, whether it's a girl child or a boy child. Both are considered as children. So to abolish this gender imbalance, we should follow this act, and I strongly support this act of Prohibition of Child Marriage Amendment Bill 2021. Thank you.
Next, we have Remidal Shravani. Ms. Shravani, please unmute and turn on your video.
Am I audible?
Yes. You can proceed.
Yes. Good morning, Honorable Speaker and my fellow House members. I'm Shravani. Today I'm here supporting the bill because we are in a democracy and 75 years late in providing equal rights to men and women in many of the categories. Even in the British colonial times, the legal minimum age of marriage was set at 14 for girls and 18 for boys. And after India's independence in 1947, the minimum legal age for marriage was increased to 18 for females and 21 for males. But the present bill, the Prohibition of Child Marriage Amendment Bill, introduced by Smriti Irani in Lok Sabha on 20th of December 2021, helps in providing equal rights to men and women to enter into matrimony by increasing the marriageable age of women to 21 instead of 18. Even our Prime Minister says Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, and this bill will be helping girls to come forward. However, the Muslim body opposes the move, saying was the need of extending the marriageable age, and some people say that it's a part of population control. This topic is like reform versus orthodoxy, but this is the time for universal marriage law. This move comes in the line with government's mission to achieve gender neutrality in marriage and lessen child marriages. Can we talk about surveys? Even the recent surveys have revealed that child marriage has come down from 27% in 2015-16 to 23% in 2019-20. The government has been pushing to bring this down further, and the Prohibition of Child Marriage Amendment Bill will be a part of this. Now it's time to go for a uniform marriage law, which is about faith and purely put the focus on gender equality and health. I also support the bill because I believe that Constitution guarantees gender equality as part of fundamental rights and also guarantees prohibition of discrimination on the grounds of sex. Thank you for patience with me.
Thank you, Shravani. Next, we have Ritesh Chintakindi.
Good morning, Honorable Speaker, sir, and all my fellow parliamentarians. Myself, Ritesh, and I'm here to oppose the Prohibition of Child Marriage Amendment Bill 2021. Speaker, sir, an amendment bill should be such that it addresses the main shortcomings of the already existing bill. But in this case, the amendment doesn't address the main issue, that is, the complete eradication of child marriage from our country. When the minimum age for women to marry was 18 years, even then, 23% of all the marriages which took place in our country were child marriages. And this statistic is according to the National Family Health Survey from the year 2019 to 21. So now by just raising that age bar from 18 to 21 years, this percentage will only rise as the amendment doesn't introduce any new extra measures to prevent child marriage. The measures remain the same as the old 2006 bill. Another reason why I'm opposing this bill is because of the objective which the government wants to promote in marriages. The amendment was introduced in the parliament with the main objective to promote gender equality. See, I'm not against the idea of promoting gender equality. If the government wants to promote gender equality in marriages, let them promote it. But I feel that this will be only meaningful only if the problem of child marriage is completely solved. Once it is solved, then promoting gender equality will make some sense. So finally, I would like to conclude by saying that the focus of the government, for now at least, should not be on promoting gender equality in marriages. Instead, it should first focus on completely eradicating child marriages and by introducing extra measures through the amendment and then promote gender equality. That's why I'm against this amendment. Thank you, Speaker Sir.
Thank you, Ritesh. Next, we have Rohit Sutrapu.
Hello, all. This is Rohit Sutrapu. So today I'm going to talk about the topic Prohibition of Child Marriage Amendment Act 20 in the year 2021. This bill was proposed by Smriti Zubin Irani ma'am on December 20th, 2021. So the main concept of this bill was to make the law gender neutral, and hopefully even I would kind of supporting this bill because this can expect financial independence for women, and not only that, logically and psychologically women are not ready for the marriage at the age of 18 because today's women are more attractive for giving their best in the studies, not only studies, in every field. So if this age is the limit of age is increased to 21, this would give them a better scope in to become educated and to be successful in their respective fields. But at the same time, I'm not a kind of person satisfied with these objectives that our government proposed. Their entire motto is to make this gender neutral. But simply raising the age from 18 to 21 doesn't make any sense in that, because still in villages, rural areas, local officers and panchayat leaders, over there, child marriage is an acceptable practice. So instead, if activists feel is, if government takes the responsibility to make the awareness to empower women and give the necessary needs to be strong as equal as men, this bill would be somewhat meaningful. So what I feel is, instead of just making to increase the age limit, government should also take equally all measurements to improve the betterment of women. And in detail, I would say that child marriage is always a losing game. So government should also concentrate on the both areas, that not only just increasing the age but also empowerment of women and spreading awareness. Thank you.
Thank you, Rohit. And I shared a form link in the chat box. If you have anything further to state or any proofs you would like to attach supporting your statements, please upload them in the form. And next we have Sanaya Siddiqui.
Still a delicate bud. Let me be firm first. My age is still unripe. Give me a little time. I'm still in childhood sky. Let me be a star and shine. Give me a chance to know my life. Give me a chance to prove myself. I'm a tender girl, but not a weak. Respected dignitaries and my fellow MPs, a very good morning to one and all. I'm Sanaya Siddiqui, first year student of the Biomedical Engineering branch, and today I'll be speaking in support of the Child Marriage Protection Act. The unending fight between the reform and orthodoxy has found another flashpoint, this time over the minimum legal marriage age for women. It has now been raised to 21, bringing it at par with men after the cabinet cleared the proposal of the Jaya Jaitley committee. The government will now introduce an amendment to the Prohibition of the Child Marriage Act 2006 and consequently bring amendments to the Special Marriage Act and personal laws. Now, this move comes in line with the government's mission to achieve gender neutrality in marriages and curb child marriages. Now, the recently released Family National Health Survey, that is the NFHS, has revealed that child marriage has come down from 27% in 2015-16 to 23% in 2019-20. But the government is still trying to push this down even further. Now, critics have been opposing this reform by claiming that it is a set of certain traditions and religions. Now, these issues have always been caught in the web of religious codes, which clashed with the spirit of the Constitution. I would like to conclude my point with the fact that it is now time to let go of all orthodoxy and go for one uniform marriage law, which is about faith and purely puts focus on gender equality and health. Ek nari sab pe bhari. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanaya. Next, we have Sania Mehreen.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Good
Please
morning, Honorable Speaker, sir. I choose to voice my opinion on the Prohibition of Child Marriage Act 2021. This bill increases legal marriage age of girls from 18 to 21. This bill not only brings uniformity in marriage age, but also secures gender justice. The task force headed by Jayalalitha came up with the proposal after consulting 16 different universities and 15 NGOs from across the nation. According to NHFS survey, which is National Family Health Survey, 23% marriages in India are child marriages. So this bill gives a nice time gap for the women to settle in their life in terms of education and in terms of health. Also, 64% children in India are malnourished because their mothers are undernourished. So this bill will improve these nutritional values. But as every coin has two sides, we also need some strong societal reforms along with this bill to make a greater impact. These reforms include increase in the accessibility of schools and colleges for the young girls, developing skill centers and business training centers for the aspiring women. Also, I would like to conclude that just the way we need to change our society, we first need to begin it at our home. So let's write a new story where Cinderella isn't waiting for Prince Charming, but she's waiting for a sword and a pen to change the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Sania. Next, we have Shankar Kumar.
Scrutinized, humiliated, and objectified. This has been the case of women in the world, especially in this country. Good morning, everyone, and Honorable Speaker. My name is Shankar Kumar, and I completely support this bill, as it deals with the one issue that is troubling this country, and that is the lack of exposure. By increasing the age to 21, we are no longer considering women as pieces of meat to be devoured or pieces of property to be shared, but as individuals with every right to experience their liberty and freedom. In fact, by the report submitted to the Niti Aayog, we also see that the babies of child marriages have underdeveloped fetuses that cause future brain diseases. By the enactment of this bill, we also consider the demographic advantage, as the more mature the woman gets, the more she's aware of what is happening to her body, restricting the cases of menstrual rape and non-consensual abortions. This also, in return, slowly and steadily makes the society more aware that a woman is not just an object, but an individual. And that is why wholeheartedly I support this bill. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shankar. Next, we have Ms. Lakshmi Tanuja. Ms. Lakshmi Tanuja, please unmute and turn on your video.
Am I audible?
Yes, you can proceed.
So, good morning, one and all. Respected Speaker, sir, and my fellow parliamentarians. This is MP Lakshmi Tanuja Silivaru. So, well, I do oppose this bill, but I'd like to appreciate something in this bill. That is, this bill proposes a gender-neutral law. I appreciate efforts for bringing such a gender-neutral law, but I do not agree with the number 21. Because in our country, an 18-year-old can enter into a contract. An 18-year-old could cast his or her vote. An 18-year-old can have a sexual relationship. An 18-year-old can enter into a living relationship. But I don't understand the denying an 18-year-old to exercise his right to choose, to exercise his right of choice to marry. In 2008, Law Commission recommended a uniform age for marriage for both men and women, that is at the age of 18. And even in most developed countries, the marriageable age is 18. Just by putting 18 as marriageable age doesn't mean that everybody should marry soon after completing 18. It's just respecting an individual's liberty or right to exercise his choice to marry. Okay, you know that freedom is the basis for all democracies in this world. So it's about respecting freedom. And moreover, this bill has nothing to do with child marriages. It can't curb child marriages. And moreover, this will not empower women in any way. See, it can't curb child marriages because child marriages happened in the past and will also continue now. But marriage, the age of marriage has a strong correlation with education. So education is the solution. If state is really so concerned about women's empowerment, it has to invest in education, and it has to include sex education as a part of education curriculum. Do you think state will do this? Do you think state is ready to do this? No, because state tries to protect caste hierarchy. So investing in education is the only solution that we have today. Thank you.
Thank you, Tanuja. Next, we have Shrihit Yeligeti.
Honorable Speaker, on the task force recommendation formed by the Ministry of Women and Child Development headed by Mrs. Jaya Jaitley, the Prohibition of Child Marriage Amendment Bill was introduced in Parliament to increase the minimum age of marriage for females from 18 years to 21 years. Honorable Speaker, some of the after effects of child marriage, like a girl child moving away from education, subjecting her to motherhood related issues, not only physical, but also mental sufferings of her, made us to put forward this Prohibition Amendment Bill. Now, speaking about some figures and facts, as our fellow parliamentarian said, according to the data collected from NFHS 2019 to 2021, 23% of marriages in India are child marriages. While on global scale, 1/3 of the child brides are from India. 1/3, Honorable Speaker, 1/3 on global scale is a very huge. According to this, it is no wonder that UNICEF saying that there might be about 10 million more child marriages by the end of the decade. 2006, this is the year Act was passed. Now, almost after 15 years, after many amendments, the statistics still shock us, isn't it, Honorable Speaker? But why? Of the people, by the people, for the people. Taking the responsibility, this bill was made with greater cost to reduce girls' risk of having her childhood stolen from child marriage, and to tackle the issues related to the motherhood. And the taboo that men should be greater than women in terms of age and marriage will be proven wrong. Honorable Speaker, so creating awareness and effective implementation of the laws and policies considering the loopholes is significant and way to reverse the statistics. While the existing laws related to the child marriage says that it is voidable, not voided, under the Section 3 of the Prohibition of Child Marriage Act 2006. Therefore, I would like to conclude by saying this amendment bill should be passed considering the point that child marriages must be voided in any case, and the marriages below the age of 21 should be treated as illegal under any circumstances by criminalizing the child marriage. But punishment is not the revenge, but we want change. That's all, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Shrihit. Next, we have Supriya Rathod.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm completely speaking in support of this bill, the Prohibition of Child Marriage Amendment Bill. The Union Cabinet clears proposal to raise age for women from 18 to 21 on December 15, 2021. And the idea behind this is only empowerment in women, not population control. And before that, I would like to mention the consequences and how to be dealt with these consequences. The first consequence comes Minimum age doesn't mean mandatory age. Marriage should be compulsory for them to gain social and economic status. That means by completing their education, they would get all the economic status which they require. And increase in minimum age to 21 will be a counterproductive, of course. And it can, and the main consequence comes, it can increase the female infanticide. Yes, you heard it correct. Rise in female marriage in the countries that have high son preference and high poverty may intend consequence of increasing prevalence of female infanticide and sex selection abortion. And these consequences are only can be dealt when education provides the awareness about the sex education, and it brings many campaigns to the people. It does not eradicate child education and brings gender equality, yes, but only if the education system is implementing this all. Yeah, and I firmly be on my opinion that it is a step towards a positive step towards the women empowerment. And this any bill can be passed only if it is implemented in a right way. Unless it is implemented, and if it is not implemented correctly, this would be meaningless of increasing the age without giving the awareness about the sex education and in their curriculum, etc., etc. Thank you. I'm in support to this bill.
Thank you, Supriya. Next, we have T. Nikita.
Yes. A very happy morning to all my dear brothers and sisters. The Prohibition of Child Marriage Amendment Bill 2021 raises the legal age of marriage of women from 18 to 21 years, and the law, which the government says that this will ensure higher education and access to women, access to job opportunities, improves the maternal health benefits for women, and improves their health status too. But my question is this bill enough in making women get a higher education or improve their health status? Absolutely not. Let me tell you. Since the year 1929 to 2006, we have made many laws in increasing the legal age of marriage. Till now, are we able to stop child marriages? No. In the recent survey report by NFHS 5 revealed that 23.3% of girls are married before the age of 18. 56% of girls are married before the age of 21. And the most disappointing thing is 75% of these girls belong to the poorest sections of our society. Now tell me, my dear friends, what is the major cause? It is poverty. Poverty, dowry, poor school environment, the patriarchal mindset of considering women as pariah dhan are the major barriers for women in accessing her rights. And the ongoing fear of sexual assault on women is another big major barrier. If the government really wants to empower women, it must first provide free and quality education, provide stringent measures against dowry, and provide in each and every curriculum, provide reservation in parliament, and then come up with these laws. Unless and until it takes this recommendation and comes up with this law, it's just like making traffic rules, but without providing good roads and traffic lights. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Nikita. Next, we have Tejasvi P.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yeah, you can proceed.
A very good morning to our speaker, sir, and my fellow parliamentarians. I rise to speak in support to the Prohibition of Child Marriage Amendment Bill 2021. The Prohibition of Child Marriage Act in the year 2006 was presented to prohibit child marriages, but this is not completely eradicated from our society. What could we think could be the reason? The citizens of the country, of course, are one of the major reasons due to which children, especially girls, are being married off before the age of 21. Earlier, the age for girls to get married was after 18 years old, but now most of the girls are completely qualified and independently arise after the age of 21, after graduating. And by 21, girls are completing their education and get financially independent and also have the maturity to grow in a independently, live separately. So therefore 21 years must be the legal age for them to get married because of their independence and financial security. Also, proper literacy and education about the same would definitely bring a change in the mindsets of the citizens in our country. Most of our citizens who get married before under the age of 18 or 21, and the families that get their daughters married at that age, most of them are not aware and most of them are not literate. And bringing out the awareness in the people and letting them know why and how important it is for this principal act is for the betterment of our future, will bring a change in the people and make it easier for our bill to pass. So I would like to conclude by saying that the bill holds a lot of change in our country and in the mindsets of the people in our future days thereafter, and will also help in the development of the girls for the betterment of their futures. Thank you.
Thank you, Tejasvi. So, guys, I would like to give you a small announcement. After every one of you get to speak for 2 minutes, we will have a debate session. So, if any of you would like to submit questions for the debate session, please submit to me. Direct message me. You have my name, Neha Surampalli, co-host. Direct message me the questions. We will call your questions one by one, and we'll have a debate session on it. Am I clear, guys?
Yes.
Okay, next we have Tejaswini. Ms. Tejaswini, if you are
I
here,
think
please unmute yourself.
Ms. Tejaswini, she's done. I think it's my turn.
Tejasvi was done. We have two participants, Tejasvi and Tejaswini. Okay, next we have Balasrijana. Shiva Praneeth, I'll call you when it's your number. I think it's okay. Srijana, please continue.
Good morning to all the honorable parliamentarians. Mr. Speaker, I, Balasrinija, today draw to the attention of the House that we are in a democracy. So, providing equality of rights for men and women to enter into matrimony does only make sense. The Bill Prohibition of Child Marriage Amendment Act 2021 proposes 21 years of age as the minimum age for both men and women to choose to get married. This will not only ensure equity, but will also work for women and child welfare. Children are mainly forced to get married as a family is living in poverty or to provide protection to the girl. Because a child cannot provide informed consent, this is being done. When an early marriage and consequently early pregnancy takes place, it has great impact on physical and mental well-being of both adolescent mother and children. Eradicating child marriages without touching the equity aspect is not possible because they go hand in hand. Hence, the bill will also favor women's empowerment and gender parity. Child marriages creates hurdles in education level, living conditions, health conditions, and decision-making power of women. The bill will increase women's participation in higher education, which will create better job opportunities, and it increases representation of women on national front in various fields. If this bill later on becomes an act, it will be applicable to all the women of the country without any discrimination. Few of my fellow parliamentarians might disagree, but this proposal fairly sets the law. I know, though there has been the steady decline in India's adolescent fertility rate, it still is a severe problem in the country. Teenage pregnancies are almost double in rural areas, that is 9.2% compared to urban areas. Thus, I suggest conducting awareness programs in rural areas while implementing the bill will surely settle the foeticide rates. And I conclude by saying that I'm in the favor of the bill, and all the parliamentarians who stand in the favor of the bill have my gratitude. As it will create a great impact on society. Furthermore, this amendment will also help to curb the menace of child marriage in India. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Shiva Praneeth, you can go now.
Good morning, Honorable Speaker and all the members of the Parliament. I thank Mr. Speaker for giving me this opportunity. I'm in favor of this bill, and yeah, I think that this bill which states that the already existing bill which is amended where the minimum age of marriage for women is increased to 21 years from 18 years. And I think all the other stated changes are very crucial for equity and towards creating a better society. But although I support this bill, I see that the bill is lacking in practicality, and it has lots of gray areas for being executed in rural areas. For example, if people are unknown about this bill and they're not aware of such acts and such laws, then there is no use in making them. And so for that purpose, I think we have to first focus on spreading awareness in rural areas, and later then we can enact more such laws. But still, there is a great potential in this bill for giving for providing equal opportunities to all. That's it. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Shiva. Next, we have Ms. Gauri Priya. Gauri Priya, please unmute and turn on your video. All right, the next participant, we have V. Neeraja.
Greetings to the Honorable Speaker and fellow parliamentarians. This is Neeraja and I'm supporting the Prohibition of Child Marriage Amendment Bill 2021 in raising the minimum marriage age for girls from 18 to 21 for the following reasons. If we increase the marriage age from 18 to 21, then there is a chance to complete her education in the gap of these 3 years so that she can be financially secure and independent. So there is no chance to dependent on the mercies of a man, which is a real woman empowerment. This law not only for women empowerment, but also it can decrease the problems that we are facing, like infant maternal mortality rate and that we are facing today. It also increases the nutritional levels and health issues for both women and the infants as well. We have another problem of teenage pregnancies. The logic is they are weak. As they are physically weak, the pregnancies are going to miscarriage. And also, our constitution always believes in the equality. Article 14, which talks about the equality before law. Not only equality, constitution also believes in the discrimination on the grounds of sex, gender, equality, and religion. So, when the constitution is believing on the discrimination on the grounds of the sex, why is that the legal age for men is 21 and the woman is 18? So I think discrimination will come to an end if this bill is passed. Thank you.
Thank you, Neeraja. And as a reminder, we will have a debate session after everyone speaks for 2 minutes. And if you have any questions, please direct message me. We will raise those questions and participants will get to speak. We will select you as you raise your hands later. Please message, DM your questions. And next we have Vamshi K. Vamshi, please turn on your video and unmute yourself.
Someone not allowing me to turn on my video. Host, you can't start your video because host has disabled it. Hello? Hello, ma'am.
Okay, 1 second. I'm looking at it.
Yeah, please. Yeah, can I, ma'am? Hello?
Yeah, you can proceed.
Audible?
Yeah.
Good morning to respected sir and speaker. My name is K. Vamshi and I'm from Usmani University College of Technology and I'm from chemical branch. So I'm completely agreeing with the bill. And the bill in 1955 made that 18 years for the girls is the minimum marriage age and 21 years for the boys for the minimum marriages to stop the child marriages at that time. But I say that 18 is considered as a teenage, but no one can take a proper decision at the age of 18. With the 18 years, a girl can complete only +2 of her education. With the +2 education, what a girl can do? A girl cannot achieve her goals. A girl cannot make her career successful and bright. We can see from the 10th class to the graduation, the ratio of the girls have been decreasing rapidly due to the parent has fixed that 18 years is the minimum age for the marriage due to that law. And many in India, 70% of girls are married from 18 to 21 years because the law made that 18 years is the minimum age for the girls to marriage. And I also wanted to 20 law should be increased by 21 years. So speaker, my question is that what a girl can study completely after her education, after her marriage? No, I can't agree with this. And so speaker, I also wanted to change the bill to the 21 years, and we can implement many bills if the 4 people are correct. And the 4 people are like, government should be correct by giving equal rights to the girl and boys, and the parents should be right by giving equal freedom to the boys. Boys should support the each girl, and girls should not misuse their freedom which was provided. If one girl misuse the freedom, all girls are affected. On the day when every girl raise the voice, on the day every girl get equal rights, I want to celebrate an Independence Day on that day. Thank you, sir. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Vamshi. Next, we have Ms. Vanaja Vallepu. Yeah, please continue.
Good morning, everyone. Respected sir, I draw to the attention of House that I am going to speak on Prohibition of Child Marriage Bill 2021, and I am supporting the bill to get passed in Parliament. On December 20, 2021, the Prohibition of Child Marriage Bill 2021 was introduced in the Lok Sabha. It proposes the raising of marriage age from 18 to 21 for girls. Besides, it says that the law would have an overriding effect on contrary provisions contained under personal laws. The bill argues that the highly pernicious practice of child marriage continues despite the prohibition of Act of Child Marriage Act PCMA 2006. So there is an urgent need to tackle this societal issue and bring in reforms. The Child Marriage Restraint Act 1929 was replaced by the Prohibition of Child Marriage Act 2006 to prohibit solemnization of child marriage, but this is highly pernicious practice is not completely eradicated from our society. Hence, there is an urgent need to tackle this societal issue and bring in reforms. We cannot claim progress unless women progress on all fronts, including their physical, mental, and reproductive health. The enactments inter alia relating to age of marriage of parties, such as the Indian Christian Marriage Act 1872, the Per Se Marriage and Divorce Act 1936, the Muslim Personal Law Application Act 1937, Marriage Act 1954, the Hindu Marriage Act 1955, and the Foreign Marriage Act 1969 do not provide for uniform minimum age of marriage for men and women. So I am in completely favor of this bill. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Vanaja. Next, we have Mr. Sai Praneeth.
Good morning, Speaker. Good afternoon. And I want to be in favorable of this bill because many of the coordinate speakers have been mentioned very good points to be highlighted, which are to be highlighted. Then we are to be noted down that it is not to gain equality or nothing else. It is just to increase the mortality rate in the present situation. India is being in a medical status, it is being ranked 130th state out of 169. It should be taken care by the government to enhance its mortality rate and to increase the deficiency of diseases. So then I want to highlight that making law cannot prevent the situation to how it is implementing in ground status, and surveillance should be noted down and should be encouraged, because many are not attempting that in the ground status the act is being not passed and no one is surviving about that act. So storing food cannot restrict or fulfill our hungry. We have to be careful and keep an eye on how ground level it is being implemented. So these amendment may be the which enhances the awareness of the act, but we have to be more concerned about these such acts to be in ground level. Thank you.
Thank you, Praneeth. Next, we have Ms. Sreja Reddy.
గుడ్ ఆఫ్టర్నూన్ ఎవరీవన్. నేను ఈ బిల్ని సపోర్ట్ చేస్తున్నాను. ఎందుకు అని అంటే 18 ఇయర్స్ నుంచి 21 ఇయర్స్కి మ్యారేజెస్ రేజ్ చేయడం వల్ల ప్రతి అమ్మాయికి వాళ్ళు చదువుకోవడానికి ఒక 3 ఇయర్స్ దొరుకుద్ది. అండ్ 18 ఇయర్స్ ఆఫ్ ఏజ్లో మ్యారేజ్ చేయడం వల్ల వాళ్ళకి మినిమం మెచ్యూరిటీ కూడా ఉండదు. ఈ 3 ఇయర్స్ గ్యాప్లో వాళ్ళ మెచ్యూరిటీ లెవెల్ అనేది పెరుగుతుంది. అండ్ అలాగే ఈ 18 ఇయర్స్లో ఎవరైతే మ్యారేజ్ చేయాలని అనుకుంటారో అప్పటి వరకు జస్ట్ వాళ్ళు ఇంటర్మీడియట్ అనేది కంప్లీట్ అవుతుంది. సో వాళ్ళకి అప్పుడు జాబ్స్ కూడా అంత ఉండవు ఇంటర్ తర్వాత. ఇఫ్ ఇన్ కేస్ ఈ 21 ఇయర్స్ అనేది ఉంటే మాత్రం ఈ 3 ఇయర్స్ డిగ్రీ ఆర్ ఎనీథింగ్ వాళ్ళకి కావాల్సింది ఏదైనా కంప్లీట్ చేసుకొని 3 ఇయర్స్ ఆ డిగ్రీ సర్టిఫికేట్ తోని వాళ్ళు ఇంకేదైనా జాబ్ చేసుకొని వాళ్ళు సెల్ఫ్ ఇండిపెండెంట్ గా వాళ్ళు ఉండొచ్చు. అండ్ ఈ 18 ఇయర్స్ లో మ్యారేజ్ చేయడం ఏమంటారు ఈ మధ్య కాలంలో విలేజెస్ లో చాలా కామన్ అయిపోయింది. అంతవరకు ఎందుకు మా విలేజెస్ లోనే నేను చాలా మ్యారేజెస్ చూసాను లాస్ట్ ఇయర్. అండ్ ఈ ఇయర్ అండ్ వాళ్ళు 18 ఇయర్స్ లో మ్యారేజ్ చేసేసుకొని 19 ఇయర్స్ లో ఒక బేబీతోని వాళ్ళ హెల్తే సరిగ్గా ఉండదు ఈ టీనేజ్ లో. అలాంటప్పుడు వాళ్ళకి ఇంకో బేబీ ఉండి అండ్ వాళ్ళు ఇంకా వాళ్ళని చూసుకోవడం, వాళ్ళు ఫీడింగ్ చేయడం వల్ల వీళ్ళు హెల్త్ లాక్ అయిపోతుంది. అండ్ ఇంకోటి ఏంటంటే ఈ మ్యారేజెస్ ఇట్లా చేయడం వల్ల వాళ్ళ మెంటల్ హెల్త్ అనేది చాలా డిస్టర్బ్ అవుతుంది. ఎందుకంటే మన హిందూ మ్యారేజెస్ లో దే హ్యావ్ టు టేక్ కేర్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్యామిలీ, వాళ్ళ ఫ్యామిలీని కూడా చూసుకోవాలి అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం. సో నా ఒపీనియన్ ఏంటంటే 18 ఇయర్స్ నుంచి 21 ఇయర్స్ కి రేస్ చేయడం వల్ల ఈ 3 ఇయర్స్ ఆఫ్ గ్యాప్ లో వాళ్ళ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ వాళ్ళు కంప్లీట్ చేసుకొని వాళ్ళు సెల్ఫ్ ఇండిపెండెంట్ గా వాళ్ళ ఫ్యూచర్ చూసుకునే విధంగా ఉంటుంది అని చెప్పి నేను నా సెల్ఫ్ ఒపీనియన్. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Thank you, Ms. Sreja. Next, we have Mr. Sridhar. Mr. Yanuka Sridhar, if you're here, please unmute and turn on your video.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, all. I'm Sridhar. Before getting into the bill, let us look at some acts that we had in the past. First, we had Child Marriage Restraint Act 1929, which was replaced by the Prohibition of Child Marriage Act 2006 in order to prohibit child marriages. But this practice still not completely eradicated from our society. Hence, there is an urgent need to tackle this and bring in reforms. As we all aware that Constitution guarantees equal rights for both men and women and prohibits discrimination under the grounds of sex. The existing laws do not guarantee gender equality in marriageable age among men and women. It is also important that to bring down incidence of teenage pregnancies. It is not only harms women, but also results in miscarriage sometimes. It is the perfect time to empower women and girls to ensure equal state.
Sridhar, you're on mute. Please unmute and speak. Mr. Sridhar, you're on mute. Please unmute yourself.
Marriage for women from 18 to 21, they can do their education and they'll be in a position to guide themselves. So I completely agree with this bill. Thank you all for giving this opportunity.
Yashaswini Hari, you can proceed.
Good evening, Speaker, sir. I'd like the bill to be revised. It's true that increasing minimum age of marriage to 21 for women gives protection of basic rights, brings in gender parity, facilitates women empowerment, helps in decreasing maternal mortality rate. But it's not all roses. And on the dark side, child marriages at present are at rife in India in spite of being barred by law. According to NFH's survey 2019 to 21, 1/5 of the weddings in India are child marriages. According to 2019 UNICEF report, 1/3 of child brides globally are from India. There are thousands of girls who are married off at a young age, but cases registered are only a handful. Between 2014 to 2016, a mere 1,785 cases are registered, out of which 4,777 are arrested and 274 were convicted. So, in my opinion, the bill needs to be revised and there should be a blanket ban on child marriages because this bill doesn't address the underlying issue to completely eradicate child marriages. When the law itself proposes the child marriages to be voidable, how can we expect this to work in reality? The government must invest in measures to enable the women to complete their education, take steps to counsel girls on early pregnancies, create social awareness about women's sexual and reproductive health and rights. Behavioral changes in parents is also necessary, coupled with legislative action. Therefore, just by raising minimum age of marriage to 21 cannot ensure greater participation of women in educational and work sphere. So unless we make child marriages void, strengthen the mechanism around implementation of these laws, coupled with extensive mobilization of communities and awareness campaign, this law is bound to be no more than a paper tiger. So government must fully bring in the measures in first place and then implement the law for it to be wholly effective.
Thank you, Yashaswini. We are done with the list. I'll call upon few participants who missed their turn or a few asked to call upon later. So, Miss M. Tina, if you're ready now.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, please carry on. Proceed.
In the late 18th and 19th century, the British colonial administration introduced marriages instructions for Hindu and Muslim girls on the Indian subcontinent. Means the child marriage 18 to 21 and in 18 to 21 we will get the maturity mind. In these 3 years and below 18 years we don't know anything and we are unmatured for this. So I think that before 21 years we have to marry and we will get the some thought to we'll get the maturity and what we have to do and what we have not to do. So I think after 21 years we have to get the marriage, and in these 3 years we'll mature and we'll get some support to ourselves and we will protect ourselves and we can in future also we can be ourselves also. Thank you.
Thank you, Tina. Next, we have Muhammad Najib. If you're here, please unmute yourself. Mr. Muhammad Najib.
Yes.
Okay.
He has finished with.
Oh, yeah,
you
are.
finished.
Yeah, true.
Yes, I have
Next, we have Adnan Siddiqui. Thank you, Muhammad. You can mute. Adnan Siddiqui.
Hello, good afternoon, speaker. Am I audible?
Please turn on your video. Yeah, please proceed.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I am in.
Adnan, you're on mute. Please unmute yourself. Mr. Adnan, you're on mute. Please unmute and speak.
Hello. Yeah. Still in the rural India, many child.
Kindly start from now,
happen. So,
zero. Mr. Adnan,
Yeah,
could you kindly
buzzer,
start from
please.
zero?
okay. Hello.
Ankita, please reset the buzzer too. Adnan, please start from the beginning. You were on mute.
Actually, I am not supporting with the bill. At the age of 18, it doesn't mean that we should not. Everyone should marry at the age of 18. Increasing the marriage age to 21 will 100% will not eradicate the child marriages. Still in rural India, at present, there are many child marriages still going on. So we should not, by making just the rules, we cannot eradicate the child marriages completely. So we have to go to the roots to eradicate the child marriages. So by making the education at present we are getting free education up to 10th class. So by making higher education freely, now we can see that higher education where we have very less government colleges which offer free education. So we have to increase that one, and we have to focus on the health also. And the third main reason is the employment. Now we have we have very less employment. So by increasing the employment, we can encourage the women and their parents to have higher education. This may somehow eradicate the child marriage. And main is the awareness. We should encourage parents towards education, health, and employment by taking many awareness programs and empowering women. Thank you.
Thank you, Adnan. We have M. Kirti. Can you unmute yourself and turn on your video? Kirti, if you are here, please respond. So you're on mute.
Yeah, M. Kirti has also finished.
Okay. And
Miss A. P.
Pasumati
Anjana.
Anjana. P. Anjana, if you're here, please unmute yourself. P. Vaishnavi, are you done? If you're here. P. Vaishnavi, if you're here, please unmute yourself.
Mr. Prashant is there.
Prashant Barmawat, if you're here, please unmute yourself.
Okay, I think you're done.
Prashant Barmawat.
Not available.
We have Tejaswini, parliamentarian number 59. If you are here, please unmute yourself. Tejaswini. V. Gauri Priya.
Good morning, everyone. I am favorable to this act, Child Prohibition Act, Child Marriage Prohibition Act, and I want to tell that I want to suggest one thing. Any act, including this act, especially this act, in rural areas, this act is not so much taken into consider, and we need to bring awareness in rural areas. Moreover, and many people think that by
doing marriage to a girl and they want to complete their responsibilities, and we need to get awareness to the people that doing them marriage is not completing their responsibilities, but we need to get awareness on how a girl can be individual in this society and complete her education. And if moreover I want to conclude that if we can't get an awareness in the people how many acts we bring into this society, it will not work. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Gauri. We are done with all the parliamentarians today. Your first round is done. Abhinav, would you like to explain about the debate round?
Yeah. Before entering, before entering to the debate session, I just want to give a brief introduction about the debate session. So basically, in debate session, people will be submitting their questions to Neha, the host, and she will be giving the names of the people who have submitted the questions, and speakers will be deciding, speakers will be deciding the questions, and each participants whoever are in oppose or whoever want to answer to that question will be given 30 seconds of time, and speakers will be selecting the person who need to answer. They can raise hands in the chat box, and speakers will be selecting the person who need to answer, and based on that you will be given only 30 seconds to answer your answer.
I hope it's clear, guys. You have to raise your hand once the question is read out. Raise your hand and you'll be given 30 seconds to express your views on it. Okay, first question we have from T. Nikita. Just equality in the age enough is ensuring quality to our society. I will paste the question in the chat box for everyone. Raise your hands if you want to speak on this. Speaker sir will be selecting who gets to speak.
Okay, Miss Nikita. Please start your.
So my question is, everyone are speaking about the gender neutrality or increasing their access to their higher education or improving their job access. Will simply raising the age enough in making women access her rights, sir? Is that enough? Are we not? We have made many laws in dowry prevention or the patriarchal mindsets in our society. First, we need to reform this. And how can this bill will ensure in providing equality? This is my question, sir.
Whoever wants to answer to this question can raise their hands.
First, Miss Supriya, please.
Yes, sir.
Answer the question, please.
Of course, no. Equality, increasing the equality in age doesn't mean ensuring equality in society. But then, why don't you think this is the first step to ensure the equality in our society? It also includes, age also includes, right? So why don't you think this is a step to be kept forward?
Sir, can I answer?
Yeah. Yes. Nikita.
Thank you, sir. As my fellow parliamentarian just said that this is the first step. But how many first steps do we need to ensure an equality in our society? The major cause for the child marriages is not the legal age, my dear friend. It's only poverty. And the next problem is dowry. And the other major barrier is the sexual assault on women. Instead of curbing these evils in our society, how can this be a first step?
Next, please.
So can I add to that?
Sir.
Shankar.
Yes, sir. Sir, I agree with most people in this room, sir. But one thing you're forgetting is by increasing the age to 21, we're also increasing the age at which the woman experiences the world around her. I mean, at the age of 18, the woman is in college having fun, but at the age of 21, she's searching for a job. In that process, the woman is exposed to more environments and she's more aware of her rights. So that in return will increase equality, is what I'm saying.
Mr. Shiva. Pundla.
Sir, actually, that argument is very right, sir. Marriage should be by choice. But the problem is that our society is currently progressive and it needs some time to reach that certain possible situation where the choice is respected. So until that is achieved, this law provides that certain time frame which is required, and to also to the civil societies who are really striving very hard to empower these groups, including the parents of the children who are forcing these people to enter into the marriage. So that's it, sir. It gives the required time frame.
Parliamentarians, please turn on your video while you speak, and you only get to speak for 30 minutes. After that, you get a buzzer. Please stop. We have so many people raising hands here.
Rajam Harshita.
Sir, can I speak in Telugu, sir?
Yeah, okay. Proceed.
సార్ ఇక్కడ మనం 18 years to 21 years కి పెంచడం అంటే జస్ట్ స్టడీస్ కోసం కాదు సార్. 18 years లో పీపుల్ అనే వాళ్ళు ఇంకా మెచ్యూర్డ్ కాదు, దే ఆర్ జస్ట్ ఇమ్మెచ్యూర్ అట్ 18 years. బట్ 21 years కి వచ్చేసరికి వాళ్ళకి క్లారిటీ ఉంటుంది అండ్ కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ ఉంటుంది వాళ్ళు తీసుకునే డెసిషన్ పైన. సో 21 years అనేది అండ్ ఈక్వల్ జెండర్ రైట్స్ కూడా ఉంటాయి. కాకపోతే ఇక్కడ మెయిన్ పాయింట్ ఏంటంటే 18 years లో వాళ్ళకి మెచ్యూరిటీ ఎనఫ్ ఉండదు, బట్ 21 years లో వాళ్ళు మెచ్యూర్డ్ ఎనఫ్ ఉంటారు అని ఈ అమెండ్మెంట్ కి నేను సపోర్ట్ చేస్తున్నాను సార్. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Lakshmi. Silivaru.
Sir, is it okay if I switch between languages?
Yes, of course.
Of course, this, just equality in the age is not enough ensuring equality in our society. Endukante manadi Brahmanical patriarchal society. So caste here, there are two impediments. One is gender, the other is caste. మనకి ఈక్వాలిటీ రావాలంటే ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ద్వారానే రావాలి. ఎడ్యుకేషన్లో రాడికల్ రిఫార్మ్స్ తేవాలి. ఊరిక మెచ్యూరిటీ 18 years కి రాదు, 21 years కి వస్తుంది. వాట్ డేటా డూ యూ హ్యావ్ టు సపోర్ట్ దిస్? యూ డోంట్ హ్యావ్ ఎనీ డేటా. సైకాలజీ చెప్తుంది, జెన్ పేజే కానీ సిగ్మెంట్ ఫ్రాడ్ కానీ 18 years 19 years ఉన్నప్పుడు యునో people do have sexual desires. It's completely okay. It's completely human. So 18 అనేది మనం పెట్టినంత మాత్రాన 18 years తర్వాత మ్యారేజ్ చేసుకోమని కాదు. It's about respecting one's choice ఇవ్వడం అంతే.
Okay. Mr. Ramshi, please wind up within 30 seconds.
Sir, can I? Hello.
Yeah. Come on.
ఇక్కడ మనం చూసిన మెయిన్ పాయింట్ ఏంటంటే పేరెంట్స్ 21 years కాదు 25 years దాకా కూడా గర్ల్ చైల్డ్ ని చదివిస్తారు, రెడీగా ఉన్నారు. కానీ వాళ్ళ మెయిన్ భయం ఏంటంటే ఈ రోజు సొసైటీలో చూసినట్టయితే ఒక గర్ల్ బయటికి వెళ్ళి లోపలికి రాలేని పరిస్థితి సార్, ఒక్కతే వెళ్ళి రాలేని పరిస్థితి. అలాంటి పరిస్థితుల్లో వాళ్ళు ఏ భయం లేకుండా 21 years దాకా ఎలా చదివించగలరు ఒక అమ్మాయిని? ఫస్ట్ మనం గవర్నమెంట్ లాస్ తెచ్చి స్ట్రిక్ట్ గా లాస్ పెడితే అప్పుడు కదా సార్ మనకు మార్పు వచ్చేది నిజంగా. Sir, I'm done.
Okay. Sir, Miss Hari Yashashwini.
Yes, sir. Keeping the marriage age at 21 for boys and 18 for girls, there's no justifiable logic for creating the difference of that age. The agenda to increase to 21, the main agenda is to address the motherhood. The level of maturity for the girl at the age of 21 is more than that of the girl at the age of 18. At the age of 18, the girl is just an intermediate pass out. She does not have any knowledge that she can make her marriage voidable at her option. At the age of 21, even the government also should take some steps, some mechanism and some measures taken, so that awareness is created to the girls, so that at the age of 21,
Please
even if
wind
they are
up. Please
married.
wind up. It's enough.
Thank you.
Mr. Rohit, yes.
Yes, sir. So recent 2021 surveys states that 40% adolescent girls are even not attending the schools due to the child marriages. So if the age limit is increased, at least a girl is supposed to have a graduation. So with that, she could be financially independent, and not only that, she would be standard for herself and she could stand for her family. Because a girl is not only to take care of herself, but she looks over the entire family. So if she is a graduate holder, she is like she could also find a job outside and she could lead a better life. So independence life for a girl should be more prosperous if she get age limit up to 21. Thank you.
Okay. Miss Pallavi?
Sir,
Mr.
after
Pallavi,
this participant, we'll go to the next question. Sir, we have quite a few questions.
Okay. Last one, Miss Pallavi, please.
Sir,
You are not audible.
Sir, the core ideology of the bill is the creation of better opportunity and privilege to the female. It is regarding the gender equality. It is just the creation of better opportunity for the female.
Okay. And next question.
This question is from Rohit S. Sir. Next question. How can this amendment ensure better education and equal opportunities?
Mr. Rohit.
Sir, this amendment is all about gender neutral. It's totally highlighting point is gender neutral, but nowhere they have talked about the equal education rights or education rights for women and better opportunities in the societies. Because government is nowhere supposed to talk about that they are guaranteeing a graduate level education, free education for women. So I feel when this amendment is made, government should also take care about making the graduation level education for women as a superficial and meaning thing. So that's why if education is also prospered as well, then whole meaning of this amendment comes to truth, and this amendment is meant for something if everything is done with that. Thank you.
I think this is beyond the act. So I think it is not to be debated. As per my opinion, the question is whether the act is to be amended or not. But the question posed by Mr. Rohit is beyond the scope of the Amendment Act.
Yes, sir. We have next question from Ritesh. How will this amendment be effective, because this bill was violated earlier and will be violated too, as the measures to prevent child marriage remain the same? It's just the age which has been raised. That's it.
Anybody wanted to answer that?
If you want to talk on this, please raise your hands.
Can I answer that, sir?
Yes, of course. Shankar?
Yes. The number has not changed before, because we see most of the cases that you see of child marriage are from very poor states, where also you see a population spike. So by saying that the child marriages have increased because the population has increased, by increasing the age to 21, we're giving the woman to choose to either abort or even adopt a baby. That will also curb the population, which in return will decrease the stats of child marriage. So it will decrease child marriage in a certain way, is what I think.
Anybody?
Sir, can I?
Who is
Can
it?
Shrija.
Yeah,
Sir,
Shrija.
ఇక్కడ వీళ్ళందరూ చెప్తున్నట్టు జస్ట్ ఏజే కదా రేజ్ అయింది, ఇక్కడ ఇంకేముంది, ఇంకేం రేజ్ అవ్వలేదు, ఎలాంటి ఆపర్చునిటీస్ ఏమి ఇవ్వలేదు అంటున్నారు. ఏం చెప్తున్నారు, రూరల్ బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ లో ఎప్పుడైనా 18 years ఏజ్ వచ్చింది అంటే అమ్మాయికి డెఫినెట్ ఇంకా పెళ్లి చేసేయాలనే మైండ్ థాట్ లో ఉంటారు. అట్లీస్ట్ ఇప్పుడు గవర్నమెంట్ ఒక ఏజ్ లిమిట్ పెట్టడం వల్ల ఓకే ఇంకా 3 years ఉంది, 3 years టైం ఇద్దాము అనే ఒక థాట్ లో అయినా ఉండి వాళ్ళ 3 years టైం తీసుకొని ఆలోచిస్తారు. మా డాటర్ కి ఏది బెటర్, ఏది కరెక్ట్ కాదని ఆలోచిస్తారు. సో ఈ టైం గ్యాప్ అనేది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఒక గర్ల్ కి కానీ ఆలోచించి పేరెంట్స్ ఆలోచించడానికి కూడా.
Can I speak? Can I speak?
Okay, Mr.
I want to counter since
I
it's
want
my
to
question.
counter her statement, sir.
No, Mr. Rohit, just wait.
Yes, sir. So since it was my question, I want to counter the.
No, just wait. No,
previous
yet answers have to be finished from other parliamentarians.
Okay, sir. Sure.
Mr. Ritesh?
Yes, sir. I wanted to counter my previous. Since
You want
it's
to
my
counter?
question.
Okay. Just wait, please. Anybody wanted to give answer about the question posed by the Mr. Ritesh?
Sir, I want to answer.
Rohit?
Yes, sir.
Okay, come on.
So violation in the sense, of course, I agree that it is an acceptable practice in the rural background. So I guess government should take proper measures from very starting. Panchayat leaders should start creating awareness in the villages itself, and not only in village, in cities also. Everyone should get aware of this. Then there is a reason or there is a meaning for this bill. So awareness is most predominant thing to be done first of all.
Sir, can I speak?
Yeah.
Sanaya Siddiqui? Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Now, this bill, according to the Ritesh, this bill was violated earlier. But you cannot say that it was absolutely violated, because when you see the statistics, the child marriage statistics have been decreased. And the government is trying to push it down even further. Now, when you're marrying a girl off at the age of 18, she is just a passed out intermediate student. And when this law is also being criminalized, so the parents also will have pressure. Yes, I cannot make my child wed off because now this is criminalized. So this is also a major reason why this will make a change in the future.
Okay, finish please. Mr. Ritesh, reply please.
Yes, sir. So actually, sir, I want to tell you that there are places where child marriage still continues. In extreme corners of India, small kids are made to marry at a very young age. So they have completely no idea that there are laws which prohibit child marriage. There are some laws which protect their interest. So without them knowing, like, they'd have no idea that there is some law to protect our interest, and government is not focusing on that. I feel that that bill should focus that to amplify the message to the society, especially to the rural areas. That's the point.
Thank you very much. Anybody who wanted to pose questions?
Sir, can I speak?
Yeah, ma'am, please. Rajam Harshita.
సార్ ఇక్కడ ఏజ్ 18 to 21 పెంచడం వల్ల ఏజ్ కి పెద్ద డిఫరెన్స్ లేదనుకుంటున్నారు, కానీ 3 years అంటే చాలా ఎక్కువ గ్యాప్ సార్. 3 years లో వాళ్ళు చాలా మెచ్యూర్ అవుతారు అండ్ వాళ్ళకి చాలా విషయాలు తెలుస్తాయి. వాళ్ళ లైఫ్ పార్ట్నర్ ఎలా ఉండాలనేది వాళ్ళు చూస్ చేసుకోగలుగుతారు. అండ్ 21 దాకా అంటే వాళ్ళు చదువుకోవచ్చు కూడా చాలా ఎక్కువగా. దీనివల్ల చాలా బెనిఫిట్స్ ఉన్నాయి సార్ 18 to 21 అంటే. ఇట్స్ జస్ట్ ఏజ్ 3 years అని చెప్పి అనుకుంటున్నారు, కాకపోతే ఇట్స్ లాంగ్ అంటే ఏజ్ క్యాప్ అనేది చాలా ఎక్కువ సార్. 3 years అంటే చాలా ఎక్కువ.
Okay, we have.
Can I speak?
From
Sir, can I speak, sir?
Just wait.
We have another question from Pallavi, posting the question in the chat box. She questions that uneducated girls underprivileged in rural areas will not have the liberty of choice in making decisions.
Sir, can I answer that? Answer.
Who's that? Sanaya Siddiqui? Miss Sanaya Siddiqui?
Yes, so that is the point of this law, that it is being criminalized. So you see, criminalizing means anybody who's marrying off under the age of 18 or under the age of 21 as of now will be criminalized. So that will make a major impact on people being married. And when you're talking about uneducated people, this is the work of the local force.
which has to, when government is amending this rules, so they will make sure that the local force is also working as per
Okay,
the
ma'am.
rule.
Okay, thank you.
So can I?
Nikita, Miss Nikita.
Yes, sir. Recently in Nepal also, sir, the legal age of marriage was increased to 20 years. But what is the result, sir? There are many cases where the parents have complained about their girls who are actually married against their wishes. So this law will only be used by those parents to punish those girls who marry against their parents' wishes, sir. That's the only thing which is going to be done. And this doesn't eradicate any child marriages, sir. Thank you,
Sir,
sir.
can I answer that, sir?
Sir, can I answer that?
Shankar, Mr. Shankar.
Yes, sir. Regarding that, the Nepal situation, sir, in India, we have a case called Beti Padhao, Beti Bachao, where in the scheme, it really states that rural children should be educated, and it has been working very well since it's been established. So just like how Beti Padhao, Beti Bachao has been established, so will also this amendment bill. And Nepal is a different case because it's always been a tribal society, but India and demographic society, I definitely think this bill will definitely work.
Sir, can I answer that?
So can I
Shiva,
answer?
Mr. Shiva.
In 3 more minutes, we will end the debate session. So yeah, that's a reminder.
I think this is the last question.
Sir, actually, we cannot generalize the certain events happening, sir. Maybe there might be some incidents where whatever my fellow parliamentarian has said, but it cannot be generalized in a holistic manner. So, saying for that reason, rejecting this law and increasing the age to 21, I think it's not right.
Sir, can I answer, sir?
So can I answer, sir?
So can I?
Nikita. Sir, I think you have already answered this.
So.
Miss Nikita.
Sir, can
Mr.
I?
Hari Yashashwini,
Yes, sir.
please go on.
So this bill is like for the past statistic, if we see, child marriages have decreased from 47% to 27% according to NFH's report. So this bill has been working. The child marriages, increasing the age from 16 years to 18 years, there has been a change. The child marriages have been decreasing through increased campaigns, awareness campaigns in the rural areas, reaching out to the rural uneducated girls. This bill of increasing the marriage age to 21 can also be a huge success. It's only based on the mechanism that is being used.
I think the answer, Miss Lakshmi.
Yes, sir. I'd like to speak about this the relationship between Child Marriages Prohibition Act 2006 and reduce in child marriages. Sir, bill ki inka reduce in child marriages ki peddaga sambandham లేదు, sir. It has a strong correlation between education, sir. కేరళలో 97% of the women are literate. So అక్కడ 6.3% కి పడిపోయాయి child marriages. But in Bihar, where women's literacy rate is only 55%, ఇంకా 40.8% child marriages జరుగుతూనే ఉన్నాయి. So there is a strong correlation between education and child marriages. But bills have nothing to do with this, because whenever bill comes in
No, that
conflict.
question was overruled, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Sorry, sir.
Sir, I want to.
Running out of time, speaker.
Sir, can I speak?
No,
Ma'am,
now we are running out of time.
Ma'am, can you give a time? Hello.
Please, we are running out of time. It's already.
Sir, please take the bill for voting.
Yes. Now the question is that the bill is to be passed or not.
The bill that has amended be passed. Those in favor may raise hand, and those against may not raise hand. Those in favor, please raise your hand, and those against
May not raise hands. I think yeas have it. The bill has been passed. The yeas have it. The bill has been passed. Yes. The motion is adopted and the bill has been amended. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you,
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
You are all very well participated very well, and participation is very well, and participation is very enough. Though the competition is not proper, and my tenure, coming to be 1 second. Yes. Sorry. All have participated very well. Congratulate all these participants and who have done very well. And I will distribute the marks secured to the organizers. Then we look after. Okay. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Participants, if you would turn on your video, we'll take a screenshot. We'll take a photo. Thank you so much, guys. The event was informative and fun, and your engagement was very good. Okay, give me a second.
Thank you very much for giving us such an opportunity.
Thank you, guys. You can turn off your cameras or keep them on. Speaker, sir, would you like to share anything? How was the session? Any feedback?
Thank you very much for inviting me as a speaker in this session. I'm grateful to have you all in this session. All people are very well and well versed in their speaking version. And moreover, being technicians and as well as the students, you have exhaustively participated in this. I'm very grateful to have all you on this session. And thank you, one and all. Though my friend invited me in a short time, I could not deny his invitation. And moreover, I would like to congratulate all the participants who have participated very gratefully. And thank you, one and all. I wish a good luck in your future and all the best for your target. Okay? Thank you, one and all.
Thank you so much, sir, for
Thank you,
coming
sir. Thank you.
on such a short notice. We really appreciate it. And thank you, everyone, the parliamentarians. You did very well. We will catch back with the results later and see you in the next bill. Thank you. You may leave now.
Thank you.